What the... What? Why is there a hole in my house? What the heck? Oh boy, they left a note. Let's see. Your door was locked, so I made a hole in the wall to let you know of your security vulnerability. Paul Soares Jr. Dude! That's not cool. What did he take? Oh my gosh. Let's see. I don't think he took any of my ingots or my food, which is the stuff I care the most about. I don't think he took anything. He's snooping. Oh, we need to get this store set up and fast. Well, sorry to say this, Paul, but you actually kind of did me a favor because I was going to put a door here anyway. And that's because I am making a store attached to my house. I'm not going to have the house and the store be kind of like the same building. I want the... Where the heck is... He's here just to rub it in my face. Oh, man. Looks like a security weakness. Yeah. Weird how that works. Look at this guy. Look at this smug piece of crap. More claim flags. No. Better friends. They're only 5x5. We are going to put claim flags all around this thing, but he did me a favor because I'm going to expand this into the store, and I want the store to remain locked from people like Paul, and I want the house to remain locked from people like Paul. I want the store to remain a separate building. It could have been worse if I wasn't a friend. You did me a favor. So, there you go. He admits it on camera. I kind of changed it up a bit. Something like this. I like this because from the front now you can tell the building clearly takes a different shape than just a big rectangle. Before, the way I was doing it, it was just going to look like a big rectangle. So I'm going to put some steps here, a door, I'm going to stick a window here, and we'll be able to enter the shop from inside the house, and there's just going to be a store in there, honestly. It's going to be pretty nice and simple, and I believe the store will count for being in like a 25 cubic meter building or whatever the requirement is, because it's going to include the house as well. We just have to make sure that Mojo made us enough roofs. We do have some, but we might not have enough, but that's okay. We'll get there. So we'll just go ahead and start placing these, and I'm pretty excited to get the store going. We have a bunch of ingots to start with, but I already have some trades going on in the server. Generic B was asking for some ingots a little while ago in exchange for some food, and obviously I'm still going to be around to make trades like that. I know I was talking up a big game last time I was with you guys and be like, yeah, I'm going to make a store and everything's going to be great, but to be perfectly honest, like I'm still hoping we can stop a meteor from crashing into the planet. So I'm going to be as fair as I can be, but I can't just give this stuff away anymore. And honestly, nobody's just giving stuff away anymore anyway. Okay, good. Place the door. Oh, it opens like, whatever. I don't care. We will put it like there. Okay. And we will make sure this door remains unlocked while this door remains locked. So we just have to, I believe, hit E on the door. And, oh, that's interesting. There's no lock button. I wonder if I need to put another claim post down to lock it. Obviously, I do need more claim posts because, as Paul was pointing out, my security is very weak. I only have a claim post sticking out, like, right here. Like, see, I'm in Vortac's Bane right now. So we need to take the remaining claim posts we have, which is like 13, and just kind of stick them around in various spots, and so people can't break into my house. The store, I'll need to put a claim post down, I think, just to make sure no one can futz with the shop. But I want the door to remain unlocked so people can come in and actually use my shop. So once again, Carpenter Mojo is helping out in exchange for all the ingots she'll ever need. So I have the shop sitting here, and I'm excited to put a sign on it and declare it almost open for business. So we're going to put that, so the steps are going like right here, where I have the sign now. So I think I should put it, oh, we could put it up. It'll just kind of be floating in the air. I don't know if I like that. Let's see how it looks. Oh, that's a roof. I have those in my hand still. Whoops. All right, we'll stick those in here. No problem. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just see something? I can lock the chests. Oh, my gosh. All right, that's awesome. Once we get the rest of our claim posts put down, we will definitely do that. Anyway, good. Okay, so let's see if we can put the sign right here. And in fact, it is floating in midair. Again, I'm not sure I feel about that, but we may be able to make that work for us. So let's see. If I grab the logs we have, I should be able to put them down like so. Let's see. Kind of like that. Now, that's okay, but it looks a little bit awkward, huh? Let's see. If I put one there, and then I would have steps going out to here. So that wouldn't be the worst. It would kind of work, I guess. Anyway, let's go ahead and see if we know how to use the sign. Oh, it just kind of popped up after a little bit of frustration. All right, so enter sign text. Ingots by Vortac. Let's see if that works. Ingots by Vortac. There it is. Open for business almost. We just got to get some ingots in here. Now, if I close this door, I don't know if that matters, but let's open the shop and see. Meets room requirements. Module 1 shelves. I don't know what the shelves do for it, but it acknowledges that there's a shelf in here, so that's kind of cool. It didn't increase my storage, so that's all right. But for sale and buying. Yes. Okay, now let's test this out. This is going to be really cool. So we'll grab 4 iron ingots. And I have more that cooked up earlier, too, so we can put more in here. But let's start with 4 iron ingots, go into store, and hit, well, what if I just put them in storage? Maybe that's what I need to do. Private storage. It's all I have in here, not public. So they're in storage. So no, oh, no, that didn't work. Okay. So do I need to just for sale and buying? I gotta figure this out. So Mojo suggested I need to actually own the store to do something with it, and that adds up. So let's go ahead and we don't need to go out there. Let's put down some more of these claim posts, shall we? So let's see here. I'm going to put one right next to the shop right here. And Mojo was right. So I could put for sale and buying. Great. Okay, so let's take stuff in our storage. We can just store things in here, which is awesome. And we will put it in our stockpile, which is cool. So we have a whole nother separate storage for that. And I'm going to sell some coal, too, because I'm sure other people would like to smelt their stuff. And I stole a lot of local coal, so we'll add this to the store as well, like so. And now, for sale. So if I just stick ingots in there, no. What if I click this? Oh, there it is, I think. Yes. Search. Iron. Yes. So we're going to be selling, I guess, 4 ingots. Which is, what's that, 16? That's weird. Okay, well, if I just type in copper. All right, 4 of those. I still don't know what math it's doing to get 16, but I guess we'll figure it out. And then I'm going to sell some gold. Why can't you just drag it in there? That's silly. Gold. And we'll sell 4 of those. And then we're going to sell some coal. And I should be able to sell 10 of those. Why do I keep trying to drag it? Coal. Ooh. Charcoal. That's interesting. That's weird. I didn't know that. There's charcoal, and it's not green, which means you can carry it in your backpack. That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to learning about that. So here it is, at least for now. I'm selling iron, copper, and gold, and coal. And here are my prices. For iron, it is 2 credits. For copper, it is 3. For gold, it is 5. And for coal, it is 5. And I just kind of based it on my own personal rarity that I've seen these things on the server so far. For all I know, copper is way more common than iron, but I don't think that's the case. I've seen way more iron than I've seen copper, so based on that is why I've set the prices this way. Now, these numbers at the bottom, apparently you just ignore those because it's trying to do math with your inventory that you have in here, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. I've been asking around in the Discord, and the general consensus is just ignore that. All you need to pay attention to is these. You're setting prices here, and for the buying, I'm just buying a bunch of meat. So, for example, if someone brings me some charred meat and they want to buy some iron, they're going to need to give me 2 charred meat to earn 2 credits in my store for the 1 iron ingot that they want. So that is how I understand it. And so I just kind of based all of this food on that kind of pricing system I did over here in terms of what I think is more rare, and it seems that if you make food, we can do business together with the iron. But that's a problem because I also want to buy some things that other people could benefit from on the server. I just need to figure out what everyone's doing. So when it comes to wood products, I'm covered because Mojo's going to make those for me. And her and I have a different agreement going on. So any carpenter who needs iron from me, for example, is going to have some problems if they don't have food to trade for it. So those are problems I kind of want to work out, but it just depends on everyone's skill and what they're doing. But I definitely need to make sure that the store is a little more inclusive than it is now. So I may be changing that on and off camera here and there. What I need to keep doing, though, for now, is get myself these claim posts set up, because I definitely don't have enough. And we'll need to put one, looks like, right over here. And maybe one in this corner, correct? Let's see, it says I'm already in the Bane. And at no point in the house am I I go outside of the Bane, so I think I should be okay now, I hope. Let's see, can I use something on this door to... Okay, that door's locked, so that's good. There we go. So, this door is not locked, and people can come and go as they please and take advantage of my ingot shop. Ingots by Vortac. There it is. Whew. So, the shop is all set. Speaking of being more inclusive in the shop, the next thing I need to be working on anyway is metalworking, and someone made the metalworking skill book, which is great because we saved a ton of skill points. So I'm going to go ahead and right-click and create myself a scroll, and I'm going to right-click and consume the scroll, and dun-da-da-da, I can now mess with this skill. And I'm super, super excited because I am looking forward to getting into metalworking and making more things than just raw, ingots. Here you go. Here's some ingots for your project. No. So metalworking unlocks a myriad of metal constructions from light sources to tools. Light sources, you say? I could use some light sources, as when it's nighttime, it's viewable for you guys, but it's still kind of dark. So there we go. Metalworking speed is the only thing I can upgrade from here, but we've learned metalworking, and I can make an anvil, a candle stand, casting, and metalworking speed. Oh, those are the next levels, I guess. At level 2, I can make a tallow wall lamp, which is really cool, because tallow has more than just one use. You can just eat it if you want. And then level 3, you can make a ceiling candle and a wall candle. Level 4, I want to say brazier, but I'm pretty sure that's not how you say that. Let's go ahead and put some more points in there. I don't want to use all of them, but I want to use some. And metalworking speed would be kind of cool, so I'll pop that in there. And then this is efficiency. Ooh, yep, let's pop one in efficiency too. All right, so steel working is something I need to kind of do, but I'm going to need a steel working scroll and then a casting scroll. And those things, for now, we'll just stick to metalworking, making lights for people, stuff like that. And this is going to give me a reason to ask for more things in my shop, because now I have another skill to work on, and I can now work with more people, because not everyone has food. Food is a problem for way more than just me. Speaking of which, I'm going to take some wheat because it's so abundant right here. And I could probably use some more carbs, believe it or not. I finally worked out, okay, when I first got on the server, I just ate a ton of wheat. And so my carb count was insane. Well, now I've finally gotten that down to where I could actually use some more carbs, which is surprising. I never thought that would happen. So here we go. Let's munch on some of this. And that'll fill up our stomach. Whew, cool. All right, let's see what we can do now with metalworking. So this anvil is going to take us 20 minutes to make, which is kind of unfortunate. But I am going to do something else while that's cooking up. And I'm making enough iron ingots to only make the anvil. And that's because this thing, this bloomery with coal in it as a fuel, is still going to pollute the air. Just little bits over time. And I know I'm not the only smith on the server, so I need to be very careful, and I'm going to acknowledge that. Even though I want to sell ingots to everybody, I only want to keep the store stocked so much. So, with that in mind, if I only need 17 ingots to make an anvil, that's exactly what I'm going to use. And I'm not going to just keep making tons and tons of ingots to have a massive surplus. Even though that would be cool, I just don't want to be solely responsible for the destruction of the planet. So what are we going to do in the meantime? Ugh, I always hit E to close the door. They should really switch that up. Right-click to close the door. And here's what I want to do in the meantime. I have a lot of free space around my house. And I do need to make the house bigger, but I'm not going to worry about that per se. Just yet, anyway. one thing I need to be working on is all of these tailings. Now, I checked the wiki, and the wiki didn't have anything in particular that we can do with the tailings. It just said we can bury them in stone to, quote, neutralize them. Neutralize them, you say? That's really weird, but I'll bite. So what I'm thinking of doing is digging a cave and putting all of my tailings, or at least a bunch of them, in the cave and burying them in some stone. And that's all I can really think to do. Now, this seems like a good spot to just kind of start a cave entrance, and we'll just dig dirt around it, and it's going to take a while. It's going to be a bit of a project, but I'm trying not to put it somewhere where someone else could conceivably build, or where I don't want to put it right back here because I may expand my house into this region at some point. So I'm thinking of just digging into here and just making a big empty stone hole and then putting tailings in it. It's going to take a lot of work, so I don't know. Maybe what I'll do first is I'll put a chest like right out here so I have a place to put all the excess dirt and stone I'll inevitably get from this project. And then maybe I can sell stone in my shop or something. Well, this is perfect because I already found some kind of ore just laying here. What is this? This is iron. Wow. So we are already off to a really good start with our new quarry because I could definitely use iron, and now it has a place to go. So that's one less thing I need to figure out how to move. All this dirt, like, sucks. This is a really ugly, ugly thing I'm making. But it'll work. It'll have to work, because this is the only option I really have. The good news is, as I dig out all this iron, I'm going to need to kind of fill it with dirt to continue my staircase. So I can take some of that dirt back. But yeah, I'm going to dig out all of this iron. And yeah, as you can see, I'm already getting myself pretty stuck. Ugh. So I have, again, a lot of work ahead of me, but I just wanted to show you there's already iron just sitting right under my house. Status update. You see all that empty space down there? That was pretty much all iron. And I've stumbled upon the biggest iron vein I think that exists in all of Eco. This is crazy. I'm going to have so much iron, which is good and also kind of stressful because storage is a big problem for me right now. Even though I'm happy to have all of the market share of the iron, which is great, I need to fix my storage situation. I may be expanding my house a lot sooner than I originally intended. So I've been working on that mine back there for about a half hour, and that means my anvil should be more than ready. We at least want to see what kinds of projects we can start. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this in here. I'm making trips as I go. And we're going to go into here, actually, the bloomery, and check out our new anvil. Cool. So let's see. Hopefully it's not too big. 6. Come on. It is really big. Just what I needed. More stuff in my way. Okay, let's put that... Well, it's going to block the door there. Let's just put it right here for now. And what can we do with this? This is massive. Okay. Metalworking, here we come. Anvil requires the following to function. Missing walls of material. Brick. 18 blocks of this type are required. 0 present. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be kind of messing with the house a little bit and turning some of this into brick, which is fine by me because brick looks awesome. What else do we need, though? Storage. So nothing in storage, obviously. Crafting. So we can make a smithing tool shelf, which unlocks the blast furnace on a nearby anvil. Okay. We can make an axe, a hammer, so we can make all the tools that you already get from, like, doing these other skills, which is cool. We can make a blast furnace now. That's actually pretty cool. We'll need bricks for that. Cement kiln. A rotary kiln that provides cement and concrete products. Okay. A candle stand. Okay, that's pretty easy. We just need some tallow for that. So tallow is going to be something that's very valuable to us, as well as a lot of iron. We are going to need boards. We're going to need bricks. So this is perfect. So now in the store, I can put in that I need bricks and boards and tallow, which I already have tallow in there because I was just going to eat it. I was going to eat all that crap. But now I know, okay, well, that has more than one use to me, so it's pretty valuable. So let's come into here, and if I just go, and I don't know if there's a limit on how much stuff I can buy, but if I just buy some bricks. All right, bricks, if you give me bricks, to me, that's worth like... Look, we'll call it 7 credits in the store. It's 7 Vortac bucks. Vucks, if you will. And then I also said I need what? Boards? Easy. Boards. I know Mojo can provide these too, but we'll make them worth like 4. And then the other thing was tallow, which we already have. So that's going to get me started on making that, one, making the house out of more bricks. Actually, what about, let me go back into bricks real quick. I don't think that counts because I can't just make brick walls. Let's buy some, let's see, brick. Okay, so brick roof, and brick chimney. Oh, all right. So no, I can just, that is brick wall or just raw bricks. Same thing, kind of like the logs. All right, that's cool. So we have an anvil. Great, and now I have more of a purpose in life. Let's close this door. Let's close this door, and let's go back into the mine. So after a good hour or two of digging this thing out, Mojo and I kind of realized that there's probably no end in sight of this iron, and it turns out iron veins like this are actually very common in Eco, so I am going to settle for what we have so far. I have a couple of chests down there full of iron that I locked up, and this is just going to be my personal iron mine, but it's also going to be the place where I try to neutralize some of the debris that iron gives you while you're smelting it. So I'm going to just designate a corner of this place for that, maybe try to dig a little bit deeper, see if I can find an area that's just stone, and that's kind of the plan for this place. I don't think it's going to be very easy to find like a spot I could just dig down and find just stone in. It looks like they put a lot of ore under the surface here in Eco. So now we know. So I want to thank you guys for watching what I think is going to be a shorter episode than normal, only because I do have a lot going on today. But every time I say that, it turns out to be like a normal length episode. So who knows? Mojo finished the road to my house. That's pretty cool. Roads help with like carrying carts because they don't really go up these hills very nicely. So this is going to be really cool. Roads are getting built all around. So yeah, in the next video, I'm hoping to maybe expand my house a little bit further, get more and more into the metalworking side of things, and we'll see what kinds of awesome things we can make for the rest of the server. I'm hoping people make good use of my ingot shop because I really need some of these other things that you can get for making candles and stuff. So like bricks and all kinds of stuff, boards. So yeah, let's hope we come back to a nice full shop. So again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button, and I will see you guys next time.